Good afternoon, Miss Ryman. It's good to see you again.
You too.
So today what we want to talk about, I'm Mark Johnston, Superintendent of Shenandoah County Public Schools, and I'm with Ms. Gabby Ryman, our Assistant Superintendent for Teaching, Learning, and Innovation. And what we want to do is share a little more information around our models for opening school and the differences between them. And that would be our blended model, our virtual model, and then a little bit more on what the virtual model looks like, because we know many parents have chosen that option. And we also know that there will likely be times when everybody is a virtual learner in Shenandoah County Public Schools. So let's start off and let's talk about the blended model. Blended means what exactly?
Blended means a combination of home and at school.
Okay.
So in the model that we currently have now, as everyone realizes, we have our PK through 5, the option of coming 4 days a week in person with 1 day virtual, and for grades 6 through 12, 1 day in person with 4 days virtual.
Okay, so hybrid really refers to some of the learning is virtual, some of the learning is in person.
Yes, and you hear the word blended. Unfortunately, there's a lot of words that kind of reference the same thing, but.
Okay. So tell me a little bit more about the virtual. Sometimes I hear people talk about synchronous and virtual and homeschool and all these things kind of rolled together. So tell me a little bit about what is the difference between virtual and or the virtual learning model we're offering and homeschooling, for example.
And it's okay that it's confusing because, again, this is new to all of us. So homeschooling is when a family elects to learn at home and the instruction is provided perhaps by the parents or a third party outside of Shenandoah County Public Schools. Okay. To be learning virtually with us, or on the days when you're learning virtually at home, that is when instruction is provided by Shenandoah County Public Schools staff. Okay. So that's technically not being a homeschooler. And during those times of virtual instruction, parents will often hear, and when you watch the news and you hear about other districts and their plans, you hear words like synchronous and asynchronous. The easiest way to remember this is synchronous is like we're in sync with each other. It's the same. We're learning at the exact same time online in a live type setting.
So like right now, we're synchronous because we're real time, we're talking with each other. But the people who watch this video will be watching it asynchronously.
Exactly.
Okay,
exactly.
Excellent.
And we don't expect students to be engaged synchronously live at any time. Teachers may offer a hangout to get students together and talk about instruction or for those opportunities for community building, but those will be completely optional opportunities.
Okay. So what are advantages of virtual learning in this situation we're in where, you know, with our blended model, let's say there's a health emergency, schools close again, everybody moves to virtual. What's maybe an advantage of virtual learning?
All right. Well, again, it comes down to our circumstances right now. So you could say that an advantage to virtual learning is some consistency, because regardless of what happens in our community and with the health and safety of then you're virtual, you can be home. Okay. But given the changing conditions that we can't really predict extremely well, then when you're in a blended model, at any time we need to be prepared to move to a virtual environment. So it's a balancing act.
So for example, if we had a confirmed case and we needed to shut a school down or quarantine students, they could very quickly shift to virtual if they were coming in for blended. And as a parent, I would need to arrange for childcare very quickly.
Correct.
Okay. So virtual does not mean synchronous.
Yes,
they're not the same thing. Students do not have to be online at a certain time. No. So they may want to do something 8 to 12 every day and work on their studies from 12 to 6 or maybe on a weekend.
That's
Is that correct?
Yes.
Excellent. So it's really learning kind of as it's convenient for the child and the family. Excellent. Well, I don't think I have any more questions for you. I think that helps a lot. So again, I'm Mark Johnston. One of the things that you should be on the lookout for is following this video coming to you, we're going to send you some sample schedules of what virtual learning could look like during a school day. So you'll have a better idea of how that might look. So thank you for watching. Thank you for your interest and attention as always. And until the next time, I'm Mark Johnston. Ms. Gabby Ryman.